You know, it's speculation, but I think what it reveals is that the president was deeply conflicted. And our title, Obama at War, refers, I think, to the inner war that he was going through. Because anybody in his position, seeing that number of people suffer in Syria, wants to stop it, wants to do what they can to stop it. But yet he was concerned. He had real good questions. You know, if we topple Assad, what's going to follow? You know, if we give these weapons, who's going to end up with them? So he's being very careful. And I think that remark that he made about the red line was, on the one hand, he wants to intervene, but when asked a question, and he's improvising now, he says, well, if it gets to chemical weapons, you know, we can't allow that. There'll be, quote unquote, enormous consequences. Well, he really he painted himself into a corner at that point, because once the President of the United States makes such a statement, eyes are on him as to what he's going to do. Is he going to follow up or not?
You can't make an off-the-cuff remark when you're the President of the United States and you have the largest military behind you, right?
Well, but he's deeply conflicted. He wants to intervene. I mean, the whole thing is to intervene or not to intervene. What is the right thing to do? And I think, in having looked at this now for months and studied this, I think it's a really difficult, and we don't have a control in the experiment where we can see what would have happened had we intervened, you know, where it would have or not gone wrong, maybe. Yeah, he had a very difficult set of choices. Our engagement in the Middle East, going back decades now, isn't a very good one. We don't have a good record of invading, toppling dictators, and having things come up roses. We've been sold that idea that in Iraq that we would be met with sweets and flowers. That lasted about a day, if that. The president was cognizant of all of this.
How do you think that down the line people are going to look back at this? Are they going to be looking back on this moment of whether or not to take military action after chemical weapons before the Islamic State really gains a foothold, or will that be lost? Because the Islamic State
will say that, and there'll be books written about that. That will certainly be an argument. What we wanted to do is lay out both sides of the argument, both the president's point of view, as well as the Syrian opposition, as well as the people in the administration who were, pro-engagement. I think that historians will be arguing for a long time as to what's happening, or what happened.